As a home cook, I strongly believe the type of oil you're using can elevate your dishes from the ordinary to the extraordinary. But what type of oil do you use? Olive oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil, groundnut oil even? My personal recommendation is rapeseed oil. Today we're going to be reviewing the most amazing producer that produces some beautifully flavoured rapeseed oils. Also, I'm going to be cooking the ultimate mushroom risotto with some beautiful dried mushrooms and some fresh mushrooms to give the most amazing, delicious mushroomy flavour in this gorgeous risotto. Hello fellow foodies, my name's Dom of the Foodie Kitchen Review. This is the channel where we review the most amazing, authentic food products and give you some recipes and inspiration that you can use in your very own kitchen at home. If you're new to my channel, it would be amazing if you can hit that like button and if you can subscribe for more videos coming your way very soon. Let's dive straight in. First of all, I'm going to talk a bit about oil and the true potential I think it has. I don't know whether it's just in the UK, but I feel oil, it's used a lot of the time in dressings and for salads and for different things, but actually I feel it's got far more adaptability and versatility than that. Oil can actually be used as a really delicious start to the meal, and it was only up until a few years ago, and I kind of would eat with my good Croatian friend Mario, and we'd have some oils and some breads and some cheeses and hams, maybe a couple of hot dishes and some wine, actually quite a lot of wine, and that would be a really delicious way of eating food. And this range we're reviewing today, the Yare Valley range, with their rapeseed oil, they've got the garlic and rosemary, they've got the black truffle, and that oozes so much flavour. And that's where you can really enjoy oils. It's not just for dressing salads, you can actually just enjoy them by themselves. So today we are reviewing the Yare Valley range that primarily produce rapeseed oil. A little bit about this fantastic brand. So it's run by the Mack family, who run a working farm in the middle of Norfolk. They have a beautiful farm, and I went to pick up the oils the other day, and you just drive down this lane, you've got beautiful fields of rapeseed, you've got this lovely working farm, you've got this farm shop, there's a dog running around, and you go inside the farm shop and you've got all of these oils laid out, and you've got an honesty pot, and there's something really lovely and quaint about that, and that was a really cool experience. A little bit about rapeseed oil then. A lot of people would be surprised by the surprising health benefits rapeseed oil has. Yare Valley produce these incredible oils. They are cold pressed and they're cholesterol free. They're high in omega-3. They also contain vitamin E, and they actually have half the saturated fat of olive oil. So all in all, pretty incredible oils. Little bit about how Yare Valley produce their oils then. Seeds from the plant are put in this mechanical press. Pressure is gently applied and this beautiful oil comes trickling out. The oil is filtered twice, it's very, very natural process. And the leftover cake is actually given to the cattle to eat. So a very environmental, sustainably friendly way of farming. A really simple analogy of cold pressing is if you think about an orange and just cutting that in half and gently squeezing the orange and the juice just comes out, that's cold pressing. It's very natural, very simple. And other oils on the market are used to making heat, but the only thing there is other things can be added, so not so natural. And for me, if you want to eat something really delicious, really natural, very fresh, the rapeseed oil is where it's at. Now on to the tasting. The first oil I'm going to try is the oak smoked rapeseed oil. A really distinctive feature of these lovely rapeseed oils is the bright yellow colour they have. Just pour a little bit here. Let's have a taste and see what we think. Just got a bit of bread here. Just going to dip that in. Wow, just a really vibrant, fresh oil. and you detect that bit of smokiness, that kind of oak smoked flavour definitely comes through. This is going to be really nice, you know, to cook with or on a simple salad, just to kind of dip a bit of bread in. But yeah, a really, really nice flavour profile there. The next one is the dill oil. So this is just a really nice fresh herb that they've infused in the rapeseed oil. Let's unscrew it and just pour a little bit here. Just dip it in, have a little smell, have a taste. Wow, that dill just zings off the plate. It's so incredibly vibrant. I really like it. It's nice and fresh. Sometimes oils can be a little bit too heavy, but this one is just nice and fresh and vibrant and perfect for the summer. So really, really love this one. Next one is the garlic and rosemary. Beautiful garlic and rosemary. I absolutely love garlic. Probably love garlic a bit too much, but really, you know, these kind of flavour combinations, they work so amazingly well. Right, so let's taste the garlic and rosemary. That's absolutely delicious. It's a kind of roasted garlic feel. It's not fresh raw garlic, which is nice, but you know, it can make you a bit smelly. This garlic's been beautifully roasted, and you've got that rosemary as well in the background, and the two just the perfect marriage. I mean, we know rosemary and garlic are good together anyway, and I think Yare Valley have really successfully infused that into this lovely rapeseed oil. The last one, I've been saving the best to last. This is the black truffle. So I absolutely love truffle, and you know, it's really expensive generally. If you get a small truffle, you know, it's going to cost a lot of money. But if used in the right way, you know, black truffle or any truffle really just brings a really incredible, phenomenal flavour to dishes. Super excited to review this one. Right, so here we go. Let's unscrew and just place just a little bit on the plate. Oh, smells divine. Well, just a really nice balanced black truffle oil. You know, not too harsh, just really, really nice, very flavoursome. Okay, you know, taste of black truffle I think has a nice balance there of flavours. Really, really delicious. You know, that's going to go beautifully over a pasta dish or risotto. Funny that I'm cooking risotto today. No, seriously, this is really, really lovely. And you know, when we start going into the realms of the garlic and rosemary oil, the black truffle oil, I mean the dill as well, you know, hey, you know, in fact the whole lot. These are the oils which just have so much flavour, and you know, cooking with them is going to elevate your dishes to a really incredible standard. But just tasting them by themselves, I mean, just tasting oils, they are just so flavoursome and really, really delicious. So this is what I've been getting at, you know, if you're kind of having these at the start, it's just gonna, you know, kind of kick off the meal, just gonna be a really nice kind of flavour. These oils are something else, and hey, I've tasted them before, it's not the first time I've tried them, but I think they have the most amazing colour and they're so packed full of flavour, and also upon this research they actually have some surprising health benefits, so I would definitely recommend them. Okay, we've reviewed them. Now I'm going to share with you the most incredible mushroom risotto. Here we are in the kitchen. We're now going to cook the ultimate mushroom risotto. Let me run through some ingredients. Rosemary, some garlic, some shallot, some lovely mixed dried mushrooms, portobello, oyster and shiitake, some large white filled mushrooms, some beautiful wild mushrooms, Italian risotto rice, some white wine, Parmesan and butter, which we'll use later, and of course the Yare Valley oils. First step is to rehydrate these dried mushrooms. There we go, we can just pour some water on our mushrooms and just let those hydrate for a few minutes. Next step will be getting our pan on. Okay, we're just going to chop up our shallots. The main thing is that these shallots are chopped quite finely. I'm going to be starting this off with some oak smoked Yare Valley oil. We're going to pour that into the pan. Here's some from earlier. Just going to get that in there. Then we're going to put our shallots in there. Now it's really important to be cooking this nice and gently. What we want to do is bring out the natural sweetness in the onion. We do that without cooking with colour. Cook it gently on a low heat until it becomes translucent. We are going to cut these in quite reasonable chunks. They're going to be cooking for a good, 10-15 minutes, so we don't want them to be too overcooked. We just want them to be really nice and juicy and tasty. These shallots have been cooking for a few minutes now and they've become nicely translucent. The next stage is to add in this risotto rice. Generally, I allow for 1 handful per person. We've got about 2.5 handfuls in here. We can just pour this in. It's really important just to give that a really nice stir so the rice becomes nicely coated in the shallot and the oil. We're going to cook that for a few minutes just to gently cook through the rice a little bit more. The rice has started to cook a little bit. And now the next stage is to deglaze with some white wine. This is some really nice French white wine. A really good little tip with deglazing is always going around the outside of the pan. Just going to deglaze this, a good glove of white wine. It's really important with a risotto just to keep stirring it so it's always on the move. The next stage is getting these dried mushrooms which have absorbed the water. And what we're going to do is just loosely chop them up. We're going to scatter these in and we're going to cook the mushrooms for a few minutes. We can also use this juice, this liquor, which the mixed dried mushrooms were cooked in. Just pour that in. So at this stage it's really important just to keep stirring the rice and mushrooms so everything gets really nicely coated and cooks evenly. There we go, so the beautiful liquor started to absorb into the rice and also the fresh mushrooms have released all of these mushroomy goodness. I'm just going to roughly chop this up. I'm going to season it with a bit of black pepper and a bit of rosemary. I'm not going to add in salt yet because the chicken stock I'm using will naturally have a bit of saltiness, and also later on the butter and Parmesan. So I'm going to season with a bit of salt at the end if needed. Just add the rosemary in there. And I'm going to continue to gently cook this for another few minutes until all of the liquid evaporates away and I can add some chicken stock. You can see this beautiful dark inky colour that's starting to form. This is really cooking away nicely. There's a lot of steam, there's a lot of flavour. The smell is incredible. The next stage is to add in some of this chicken stock. You can use a ladle. I don't have one. I'm going to pour this in just gently, just a little bit of chicken stock there. So the idea of a risotto is you cook it quite slowly, the spoon always moving it around, and then adding in that chicken stock. Obviously you can make your own chicken stock, which I do like to do. Today I didn't have a lot of time, so this is literally just a chicken stock cube with water poured in, whisk it up, and you've got a really nice, tasty, flavoursome stock. I'm going to cook this for another few minutes, adding in stock when all of the liquid evaporates away. The next stage is to cut up these beautiful wild mushrooms. They've got so much character and flavour. I don't want to dice them up into small little pieces. We'll just halve them and coarse them, just so they still keep a lot of their natural character and flavour. We're going to add these lovely filled mushrooms into a really hot pan. Had this pan heating up for about 5 minutes. It's got a really nice bit of heat to it. I'm going to drop some of this oak smoked Yare Valley oil in. And then we're going to drop in our mushrooms. And that sizzle is really what you want to hear. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a bit of pepper. I'm also going to add a little bit of garlic just to give it a little boost in flavour. Wild mushrooms have such an earthy texture and taste, and a bit of salt and pepper and garlic really brings the most out of them. You've got to watch it now because the heat is quite high, we don't want them to burn. You know, reviewing Yare Valley Oils today, I was a little bit unsure what to cook. I woke up this morning, I had my coffee and toast. I looked outside, it was quite drizzly, quite rainy, and I thought risotto is a perfect thing to cook. It's nice and comforting. So the risotto is cooking down nicely. This is probably my last bit of stock I'm going to put in. I have been tasting throughout, but just to have a little taste. Really important to be tasting your food. Tastes good. I think the salt's good. I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper, just to give it a little bit of warmth, a bit of spice. Mushrooms, the heat is off. They're just keeping warm there. Still got their colour, still got their flavour. And to finish this off, I'm going to put in about half of my mushrooms, which have been fried. Leave a little bit for presentation. I'm going to put in some butter, quite a bit of butter. This is really going to add to the texture and the flavour, and also some beautiful Parmesan. I'm going to just grate some in. The heat's off, no more heat coming through, just gently fold that in. Now, this is really, really important. We're going to put the lid on and just let that sit there for a good few minutes. Fantastic, it's been sitting there for a few minutes. I'm now going to plate up. This is such a beautiful thing, these lovely mushrooms and this beautiful cheesy goodness. The smell is absolutely incredible. I've got a nice warm plate, always a good tip to serve anything like this, pastas, risottos, anything hot, just on a nice warm plate. I've got a beautiful mix of the dried mixed mushrooms, the white large fresh mushrooms, and also the wild mushrooms, which we cooked as well. There we go, a nice generous portion. And we're just going to put over a few of these wild mushrooms, which have the most incredible colour. Also, a bit of Parmesan to finish, just to add a little bit of cheesiness. And lastly, we're going to use Yare Valley Black Truffle Oil, just to give a little bit of essence of black truffle and to add to the beautiful mushroom flavour. Just drizzle this over. It's so beautiful because it's just got such a lovely golden yellow colour. Thank you so much for watching my video. It's been a real pleasure to cook this incredible mushroom risotto, showcasing the Yare Valley oils. I used the oak smokes at the start and also with the mushrooms, and to finish I've used a black truffle just to drizzle over. Really hope you've enjoyed the channel. It'll be fantastic if you can subscribe. And there's one thing left to do. I'm going to pour myself a nice glass of wine. I'm going to enjoy this risotto. Happy cooking.